just did to Bernie Sanders will ruin the Dems in 2020. Just when the Democrats think they are on the right path, Hillary Clinton marches back in and does what she always does: screw it all up. Now, for God knows what reason, she has chosen to go after Bernie Sanders almost a full year after the Democrat primaries. But honestly, y'all, that's not even the best part. She actually blamed Bernie for the nickname Crooked Hillary. Seriously, you cannot make this kinda stuff up if you tried. In a promotion for her crazy new book about losing the election, Hillary said, "When I finally challenged Bernie during a debate to name a single time I changed a position or a vote because of a financial contribution, he couldn't come up with anything," Clinton noted. Nonetheless, his attacks caused lasting damage, making it harder to unify progressives in the general election and paving the way for Trump's crooked Hillary. But the kooky old lady didn't stop there. Clearly, she wants to see the Democrats torn entirely in half. How else can anyone explain her saying that Bernie's only goal was to ruin the Democrat Party? "I appreciated that he campaigned for me in the general election. But he isn't a Democrat, that's not a smear, that's what he says," Clinton continued. "He didn't get into the race to make sure a Democrat won the White House, he got in to disrupt the Democratic Party." Look, I just gotta say it. The real reason she hated Bernie Sanders was not his disruption, it was because he challenged her assumed presidency. "Honestly, I feel like we all owe Hillary a big thank you after this. She said her piece, let's help her share it out to all Republicans and, soon to be former, Democrats, and let them all see what the Democrat Party has become." What this lawyer just admitted is the key to bringing the entire Mueller investigation down. Liberals might have to be some of the dumbest people on the face of the planet. They are boneheaded and full of spite, and to top it all off they have an authoritarian streak, but this recent example of liberal stupidity takes the cake. This one will crush Mueller. Right after ending DACA, one of the attorneys that's working with Mueller threatened to prosecute the president. It's New York Attorney General Eric Schneiderman, who has previously sued Trump and currently works with Mueller. Here he is on the Seth Meyers show. Here's the ticket, though. This is a huge conflict of interest. This guy needs to be fired from the Mueller investigation ASAP. Schneiderman just promised a new lawsuit today alongside Andrew Cuomo to protect New York State's Dreamers. Here is their joint statement. If President Trump moves forward with this cruel action, New York State will sue to protect the Dreamers and the state's sovereign interest in the fair and equal application of the law, Cuomo said. Ending this policy represents an assault on the values that built this state and this nation. If this frivolous lawsuit goes forward, doesn't it mean that Schneiderman needs to be cut from Mueller's team? He can't be suing the president and investigating him. Share this absolutely everywhere, patriots. There hasn't been a peep of it on the media. Let's get this guy fired from the team so that he cannot take down our president. Seconds after The View host Joy Behar attacked Sarah Sanders, Sara hit back hard. If you've ever viewed The View, you know that Joy Behar vehemently hates our president. She leaves no doubt about her feelings, each day insulting him and his supporters as much as she can. Here's just one example. Courtesy of the daily SHT News, Interviews and Politics. She says he's nuts, needs to be taken out of office, needs to be impeached. Just on and on she goes. Well, on Wednesday, Sarah Sanders went on that show and Behar told her, "I feel sorry for you that you have to go out and defend those lies every day." She was talking about a PolitiFact report that Behar actually got wrong. Behar claimed that Trump lies 95% of the time. Here is a link to what Behar was referring to, and I invite you to check it out yourself, while duly noting that it's from the Huffington Post and giving it its due worth. The point: Behar was calling Trump a liar, while distorting the truth herself. To which Sarah Sanders retorted, "The problem with that, joy, is that you are doing exactly what we are talking about and pushing a false narrative. Behar, learning nothing, came back saying I feel for you, and repeating her false narrative. If you are sick and tired of these bitter haters skewing the truth, please get this shared all over the place, and comment way to go Sara. The Daily Caller. Ivanka just did what nobody expected inside the Oval Office, leaving Congress stupefied. President Trump had a very important meeting with some members of Congress, in the Oval Office on Wednesday. We all know, Trump is very close with his family, especially his children. And most especially, his daughter, Ivanka. So it should not have come as a surprise to anyone, when she entered the Oval Office on Wednesday, during the meeting between her father and those congressional leaders. They were meeting to discuss a plan to increase the debt ceiling, prevent a government shutdown and pass a spending package offering aid to victims of Tropical Storm Harvey. This is very important stuff, for sure. Ivanka came in near the end of the meeting and, reportedly, some members of Congress became quite annoyed. This is, according to some reporters who learned the information from an aide who allegedly had knowledge of the meeting. Sounds like a reputable source of information, right? Hearsay upon hearsay, they call that in the legal world. And all anonymous to boot. Here's what one person tweeted about the incident. If these congressional leaders were, in fact, actually annoyed, they can just get over it. Ivanka, in addition to being Trump's daughter, is on his staff and a very intelligent, capable, articulate woman. It's clear Trump values her and her opinions greatly. If he wants her in his office, then she belongs there. If you agree, please comment "We love you Ivanka" and share so much she sees it. The Hill. Checkmate. Trump just won a huge victory over CNN and exposed the one thing that will ruin them for good. Believe it or not, but CNN's never-ending, criminally biased witch hunt of President Trump will finally be coming to an end. CNN executives have officially and explicitly directed their investigative team to stop looking into any and all potential ties between the Trump administration and Russia. This, of course, falls in line with the series of high-profile reporting errors that led to the resignation of 3 journalists in June. But CNN really crossed the line with a desperate attempt to connect former Trump advisor Anthony Scaramucci to a Russian investment bank under Senate sanctions. This outlandish report was eventually removed from CNN's website after the network admitted it could not stand by the information. CNN's president, Jeffrey A. Zucker, led an investigation into why the story was released and found that Pulitzer finalist Thomas Frank had published the accusations against the advice of CNN's legal team. The investigation also revealed that key aspects of Frank's reporting were based on a single source. That source, however, was far from concrete and offered undependable information, a fact Frank purposely kept from his colleagues. It is a huge relief to have this ridiculous witch hunt finally put to bed. The question now is, will CNN accept defeat and leave President Trump alone to do his job? I'd hope so, especially since our commander-in-chief predicted this would happen since the beginning. He has always criticized CNN for offering biased coverage, and little more biased than changing facts to support your own personal narrative. Even the network admitted the piece did not meet CNN's editorial standards. Hopefully this massive victory will be a lesson for the rest of biased media. President Trump is here to do a job and no amount of unfounded lying will stop the train. This country needs people who will print the truth, despite any personal feelings attached to a story. The American people deserve it and so does our president. Let's share this huge win with the world so real Americans can stand up and cheer. Sources: dailycaller.com. Right before going to bed, Trump made one final DACA decision that will petrify Congress. If there is one thing that every American can agree on, it's that President Trump sure knows how to make an exit. Just last night, Right before he went to bed, he put out one final message that changed everything that happened with DACA today. Some people are gonna try to say this is Trump flipping on an issue, but that could not be further from the truth. He has always supported the people in DACA, just not the program. President Trump wants it done right by Congress. However, he will do what is necessary if Congress fails to actually accomplish anything on this major issue like they love to do. The real issue with DACA is that it's just a watered-down version of the DREAM Act. The DREAM Act is the constitutional version that Congress needs to pass that will grant them far better rights than DACA ever could. So, just like the president promised, he is acting with heart towards the Dreamers. Early yesterday he even released a statement saying, "As I've said before, we will resolve the DACA issue with heart and compassion, but through the lawful democratic process." Trump has made it very clear that he wants to see them succeed, but as Americans and not second-class citizens. Now it is up to Congress to make that happen.